Red Voyage News, splashing the check-in. Thank you for tuning in. And before I get into this article right here, I want to take the time out to promote my buymeacoffee.com page. So you love the content that's being posted on this YouTube channel. You say, hey, Splash, I want to show my support. I really want to donate to your platform. I want to watch it grow. You know, I want to see bigger and better things for this channel. I want you to video edit your videos, you know, get better at editing. Well, you can show your appreciation and make a donation by clicking the link in the description box below to my buymeacoffee.com page. Hover over the support tab and you can, quote unquote, buy me a coffee or send a donation. The minimum amount you can donate is $5. If you want to become a member of my buymeacoffee.com page, if you're interested in knowing the do's and don'ts on living abroad, traveling abroad, you know, overseas, you can become a member. $8 a month. I already have 8 videos on there. More videos on the way. Let's get to it. Okay, here we go. Asian Canadian man with swastika arrested for alleged anti-Semitic attacks. So Toronto police arrested 32-year-old Michael Park for 2 separate anti-Semitic incidents. Reports CBC the first incident occurred on July 6th in Stanley Park at around 8 a.m. I didn't know there was a Stanley Park in Toronto. I thought there was only a Stanley Park in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, which I've been to many, many times. The one in Vancouver, really nice park. Hold on, let me show you some pictures of Stanley Park. I got thousands of photos of Stanley Park. All right. It's the walkway. I mean, Vancouver is probably my top 5 favorite cities in the world to visit. And I talk about, hold on, my bad. You know, the Google on my phone won't shut up. So let's get into it. But I talk about what's Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada like on my membership page for my buymeacoffee.com page. But this is the one. This is Lionsgate Bridge. If you don't know, Lionsgate Films. This is the bridge that they named Lionsgate Films after, Lionsgate Bridge. And it's in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I've walked under it many times, okay? I encourage you to go to Stanley Park if you ever go to Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. You know, I've been all over, probably top 5 cities in the world. I love Vancouver. But let me show you Stanley Park in Toronto. Okay, this is Stanley Park in Toronto. As you can see, it doesn't look as aesthetically pleasing as the Stanley Park in Vancouver, but it seems like a nice park nonetheless. All right. So this man was running around Stanley Park at 8 a.m. So he was top of the morning with it in Toronto, yelling racial anti-Semitic slurs at Jewish people. You know, I'm guessing that Stanley Park is there might be a Jewish neighborhood in Toronto. If you don't know about Toronto, Toronto is like Canada itself is a huge melting pot, especially Toronto. I've been to Toronto. You know, where I'm from, it's just blacks, whites, and Mexicans. Okay, blacks, whites, and Mexicans. Whereas like in Canada, especially Toronto, you know, it's not only just blacks, whites, Asians, Hispanics. It's you know, Somalians, Eritreans, Nigerians, you know, then Vietnamese, Koreans, Japanese, Chinese, like, you know, El Salvadorian, Dominican, Puerto Rican, you know, it's almost like the New York of Canada. All right. And I'm wondering where this park is. I'm wondering if it's a Jewish neighborhood. So there's a video right here. I'm not going to play the video because the last video that I played from Twitter, it got a copyright strike. So I'm not even going to play the video. Okay. Basically, he's just walking down the street saying this right here. Okay. And the people are saying, yeah, you know, I'm Jewish. I'm proud of it. And what are you going to do about it? Then he says, you know, are you proud of your history? And then he has a huge swastika on his chest. And then he gets into a fight right here. Well, let me see if I can play the video and just turn off the volume. Yeah, I believe this is him right here on top. I believe the man at the bottom is a Jewish man. Really wasn't much of a fight. It's a lot of grabbing. That might have been the guy's coffee and he knocked it out of his hand or something. But still, I mean, that's assault and battery right there. It's a crime. Now, they're saying no hate crime charges have been laid out yet, but authorities said they could take further action. CTV News says. Now, I've been living in Asia for 7 years. I've lived in Canada for 6 years. Okay, I can tell you that in Asia, this symbol right here, this swastika symbol right here is everywhere. All right. Now, does it mean what we know it to be as? No. Okay. The symbol of the swastika came from Africa. Okay. And, you see it throughout Asian culture as well. And it doesn't stand for what we know it as when the Nazis took it. Okay. When Hitler and the Nazis took this symbol and twisted it into something else. All right. See, these are the Nazi symbols imprinted on gold in Africa. It was stamped on the currency. You see it throughout different cultures: Ethiopia, Congo, Japan, China, Lebanon, Tibet. It was a symbol of good luck, power, prosperity, wealth. And the Nazis, they came and twisted it so that you would shun it. All right. But although you see this on a lot of temples in Asia, you see this on a lot of statues in Asia, you do have a lot of Nazi sympathizers. Not everybody, but you have a lot of Nazi sympathizers in Asia. You have a lot of Nazi memorabilia in Asia. When I was in Thailand, you walk the streets of Thailand, you see Nazi flags all over the place. You just see vendors selling Nazi flags, Nazi belts, Nazi hats, Nazi uniforms, Third Reich uniforms. You go to the, what's that called? MoCA, the Museum of Abstract Art in Bangkok, right? They have a whole mural of Hitler. Okay, they have a mural of Hitler in the Museum of Abstract Art in Bangkok. I've been there. I've seen it with my own eyes. I got pictures of it. All right. As a matter of fact, you guys may or may not know, I live in Taiwan. I've been living here for 2 years. Back in 2016, there was a high school in Taiwan who had an entire Nazi reenactment ceremony at their high school. And they went all out. They went all the way out. They took cardboard boxes and they built tanks. They got the flags, they got the uniforms. They're doing the hand salute. I mean, they went all out. This actually happened at the Kwang Fu High School in Hsinchu. I used to live in Hsinchu. As a matter of fact, I was just in Hsinchu. What's today? Hold on. I was just in Hsinchu 2 days ago. I had to pick up some documents. Okay. I was just in Hsinchu 2 days ago and I passed by this high school. All right. So don't be surprised. I'm not surprised that he has a huge Nazi symbol on his chest and you have, has-beens like Tila Tequila. If you don't know who Tila Tequila is, she was kind of popular about 16, 17 years ago. She was this bisexual woman who had her own reality TV show where she had men and women kind of, fighting for her love and this, that, and the third. And she was married to some black football player and I don't know, maybe she had a baby by, I don't know. But then, for years she's been on social media throwing up the Nazi hand salutes and going to these right-wing Nazi meetups. Hold on, I can show you. Okay, you see, this is real. This is real. This isn't Photoshop. This is very real. All right. So I'm not saying everybody in Asian society, are Nazi sympathizers. But when you come out to Asia, you're going to see this symbol. And I'm not talking about at the temples and the sacred, statues and stuff like that. I'm talking about on the street. You'll see this a lot. You go to some of these schools and kids will engrave this into the desks. I was at one school in Thailand, in Keng Khoi. That's north of Bangkok, like about an hour and a half north of Bangkok. And in the desk, there was one desk, this kid engraved this swastika right here all over the desk. It was a huge swastika he engraved in the desk. So a lot of people are kind of puzzled, like, how is somebody who's Asian a Nazi sympathizer when the Nazis were all about purity, Caucasian, blonde hair, blue eye, the perfect race. They didn't approve of, from what they stand for, they don't approve of guys like him. And if you don't know, years ago, you can look it up. Like, Hitler said that Asians were honorary Aryans. A lot of people from the Asian community have held on to that for decades. I'm not saying all, I'm saying a lot. And that's why you see so much anti-black racism in Asia. I mean, it's ridiculous. Am I saying that everybody's like that? No, I'm not saying that everybody's like that. But throughout my years, throughout my journey living in Asia, I have seen this symbol right here far too many times, and not in the sense of good luck, power, wealth, money, prosperity. I saw this symbol in the form of hatred. Okay. Why are they selling this memorabilia all over the streets of Thailand? Of course, they're not really out there right now because, the lockdown. But when everything was up and running, man, I saw this all but too much. I mean, come on now. The principal was under fire for this. Israel's representative to Taiwan wrote on the mission's Facebook page, "It is deplorable and shocking that 7 decades only after the world had witnessed the horrors of the Holocaust, a high school in Taiwan is supporting such an outrageous action." And a lot of people think, oh, that's just the older generation. That's just the older generation. No, they're passing this down. And it just wasn't one or two people. I mean, it was a whole... Not even a class. This is more than a class. It had to have been multiple classes who did this at once. Look at this tank. Look at it. All right, man. Hey, if you want to learn more about what's going on in Asia and what it's like traveling abroad, become a member to my buymeacoffee.com page. I mean, I'm telling you, the information on that page is beyond deep. I mean, I'm just scratching the surface on videos on my YouTube channel. All right. Like, subscribe, comment, share this video. I'm over and I'm out. Peace.